Hey, what's up all of you beautiful subscribers? I have another developer log for you guys here. So this is for my game Attica Origins, which is kind of an open world game that takes place in ancient Greece. And it's kind of like an action RPG adventure game. Anyways, as I like to state before all of my videos, is that FPS, the frames per second on the side of the screen, 30 is standard for this type of games, at least 30. And the recording software that I'm using to record the screen right now is, it's taking up about 8 frames per second. And the editor in the background is taking up at least another couple. So whatever you're seeing on screen here, you can typically raise the frames per second by about 10. And that's the performance of the actual game if you're not recording it. But I'm still going to keep working on optimization because I want to get that frames per second as high as possible. Anyways, let's get you guys caught up here with what I've been doing. So in the last update, and ignore all those red lines here. I'll explain what these mean in a second here, those red lines that pop up. So in the last game, in the last update, whenever you pick up a weapon in the game, it kind of wouldn't spawn in the proper slots here. So, you know, that's pretty much what one of the things I've been working on here is actually just spawning them in the proper slots here. So as you can see, you're carrying all the weapons properly. If you were to bring out the, let's see, sword and shield, they are now in the proper slots. And now it actually looks like you're, you know, a real person. I'm going to get to that guy eventually in a second here. I'll explain that. So this all looks fine. The bow still needs proper placement with the string, but the bow is relatively in a proper place, which is good. Did I pick up the helmet here, or did I not put it on my guy? Let's see here. Did I not put it on my guy? I did not. Okay, so let's spawn the helmet. There we go, and the helmet is now on him as well. So now we have kind of a full combat system here. This all works. I think this is a test dummy. Yep. So it hits him. And yeah, so this all works. That's an update there. Yeah, everything works here. So what happened, actually, I'll get to this part here. So as you can see, there's just some blocks here. When you get close to these blocks, let me just go out of combat mode. When you get close to these blocks, you'll see like these lines pop up. These will not be there in the game. But you can see that once contact is made with these blocks, a green kind of thing appears. It just means that you are within a distance. So these things are called tracers. And what tracers do is they are used to detect if something is kind of interactable or close by or wherever, whatever you're pointing at. So tracers are used for a bunch of things. They're used for like, let's see if I have the teleportability or something like that up here. So they're used for abilities like that. Oh, by the way, I need to get rid of that ability. It's just lagging way too much. So this teleport ability uses a tracer. So pretty much what happens is this one doesn't have the line, but right now a line is being made from your hand or your character right to wherever you're pointing on the ground. And that tells you where to teleport. And so I have been slowly building a climbing system because I was trying to think of a differentiator for my game. I was trying to think of what would make this game different than some of the other kind of basic action RPGs out there. And then I kind of went over this, what could I fit into the story? And, I came up with something. So this is just part of it. So the climbing system, obviously climbing systems are in a bunch of games here. So he can just kind of climb up and it looks just very basic, but it looks good. It looks good. You're going to be able to jump around and stuff and move around. Like right now, I have not done the side-to-side animations or anything like that. But this all looks pretty good for the most part, if I may say so myself. There are some still things I need to test out, like what happens if you climb with this system. See, it kind of looks weird. You still have the bow in your hand. But again, it's okay. Now you get up and you have the bow still. So I actually didn't test that before this video. So let's try the sword. So you get up with the sword and shield. There you go. It actually looks pretty good. I'm glad that's the first time I actually tried that with the weapons out. So that's cool that works. So I'm just testing out a climbing system because I was thinking what would differentiate this game. And as you can see, this guy in the background, he's kind of big. And I just thought one day, I needed to come up with so I have the story built, but the main bad character could really be anyone. All right, it had to be a mythological kind of Greek figure. Like I wanted some famous Greek figure, and I was just kind of coming up with ideas. And I thought, what if I actually just included a Titan in the game, like a Greek Titan? And then it kind of got me along this like Shadow of Colossus kind of feel. And what if, see, he's not going to attack me. I have him built not to attack me right now. He might do some weird animations, but so I was like, what if I could include Titans in the game? And then that got me thinking, well, what if you could kind of like climb the Titans? And what if you could do damage? And what if, you know, Titans were a big part of the game, like a cool thing that could roam around levels and you could take down and get potentially upgrades or do part of the quests. Or I'm trying not to spoil the story here. I'm still trying my best. Let's see if he dies. He should die now. See, now when he collapses, he dies just like that. All right. So that guy over there is ignore that he has no pants. I still need to work on the pants, guys, but they're improving. See, these pants are looking a little bit better. So that got me along the idea of, like, what if, yeah, like Titans were in the game, and what if you could climb the Titans? So if this is a Titan right now. Another thing too is that in ancient Greece, Titans were not like what you see in other Titan games, like not Colossus, not like God of War. Didn't look like that. They were just giant people for the most part with weird eyes. So that's kind of what I'm going to be going for here, is kind of the deity look. I might change it up a little bit. I might actually go a different art style, but I just wanted a basic thing I could build quick. So I just made a Titan that's very basic, looks like a human with just different eyes here. And as you can see, I actually have a climbing cube on his toe. So those cubes are what you use to climb, and you set those to invisible and you place them all around the map, or you place them whatever you want to climb. So see the cube here on his foot. See, there's that cube. Well, those cubes are going to be actually lines. You can kind of deform them, and they're going to be placed all along the Titan's body, which you can use to climb up and hit him in the weak spots if you want to. Or you can, fire the fireballs at him, or, do whatever you want. So why is the camera looking weird here? That's weird. So you can fire fireballs at him. Do whatever you want. But I think that we're getting to something cool now. Now we have a lot of the systems built. We have a Titan. We have a main differentiating factor in this game, which is a Titan, which you can use to climb up. These Titans might actually be way bigger too. This was just a template kind of example. I might make them like the size of a mountain and make them like a whole level in themselves. We'll see how that does performance-wise. But, yeah, so it's kind of cool. So we have, this is kind of what I've been building the last week or so. I was a little bit busy on the weekend, so this last week I really only had about 4 days to do this, but I started the climbing system. Titans are in the game, and I got the weapon placement built. And I did what was the last thing I wanted to do here? I'm actually thinking, so this is technically what I was thinking was going to be the first level. I might close it off a little bit more here. So I might, right where the Titan is actually standing, I might actually close it off a little bit more for performance reasons. Because I start realizing when I look down this path here, even when I'm not recording, it still drops it might drop to under 30 frames per second, and I don't want that. So I'm thinking of actually closing this level off more, because here, if we were to look just here at, actually I think it's also a lighting issue too, but, oh, I'm stuck. If we were to go over here, so what we were looking at before was at roughly 24 frames per second. It still is here. And as you notice, as we get closer to a more closed off area, that actually has, I think it might be the lighting actually that's doing it. Because it seems like the lighting and the shadows from the skylight seems to be causing a lot of the problems. But like if you were to look in this direction here, it's at 30 frames per second. If you were to look over there, it's 30 frames per second. Now if you go over there, it's at 23 frames per second. So just by looking, it might be the foliage too. It might be a bunch of things here. But I'm going to try to get this game as high FPS as possible. I just want it to play at 30 frames per second. That's all I want. So, yeah, this is kind of the big update here. I think I had one more thing I wanted to show you. I'm just kind of forgetting right now. But yeah, this is it. I'm getting a little bit excited for this. I thought of a differentiating factor, which is one thing I was worried about. So in my next, or depending on when this video comes out, in my next or my previous React videos, I go over a game that didn't have a differentiating factor. Or actually, sorry, I went over a game with repetitive enemies, actually. So in Ancestors Odyssey, I'm not going to go over this here, but one of the things about Ancestors Odyssey is all the enemies, they kind of look different, but they're the same. You attack them the same, they attack you the same. So a lion fights you the same as, whatever, an eagle fights you the same as a whatever. And I really didn't want that. So now I have 5 classes of enemies now. So I have just the basic human archers, human mage, human warrior. I also have now a giant. So just a typical, like, I'm going to be probably making him a Cyclops of some sort, the big giant that was over there. And now I'm going to have a Titan, which you can actually climb and you have to fight completely differently. Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. Deer! I have the wildlife. The wildlife is in this game. So look, I have them reacting. So if you get close to them, I don't have the animations built. So, I have the animations built. I have not applied the animations to the animals, though. So I built the AI for the animals. So if you get close to them, they start running away to a relatively safe area. But not to, like, they don't want to go too far away, too. So I'm trying to keep them in this. This is going to be a little bit of a bigger forest with more trees and stuff. But see, there you go. You just hunted it, and now it's dead. And now you can hunt this one, too. You can even get a bow. Oh, and he's running off. He's running off. He didn't like being damaged very much. And he's dead. There you go. Just like that. And look, he has the arrow stuck in him. Now the arrow is stuck in an invisible thing. I'll need to fix that eventually. So yeah, this is kind of the update so far. It's I do want to get the frames per second higher. It's still... because I'd like people to be able to record this game and still have it be performing above 30 frames per second. So I'm going to need to figure something out. I just don't know what's causing all these issues. I think that actually having the editor open for this game is causing some of the issues because I was just looking. The editor for this game takes up about 20% of my computing capacity here. And the Epic Game Launcher takes up about 20%. The screen recorder takes up 17%. Excuse me. So well over half of my computer is actually taken up by things that are not related to this game. So I'm hoping that once I close all of these things, the game will perform substantially better when it actually launches. So this is the game so far. It's getting there. And obviously I still have the quest stuff. See, second quest here. I don't have the Roman soldier. I didn't put him in the level. I didn't want to waste any additional time on running into that all the time. So yeah, actually, let's see if an arrow sticks to the Titan, and then we'll close this out here. So let's see if an arrow sticks. Let's get over there. Oh yeah, I was thinking of actually putting in. Oh yeah, sorry, I put in sprinting into the game. I might do it so it takes up less stamina, because right now it takes up too much stamina. I had jumping in the game. I tried it for the climbing, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the jump. I don't know. It's just something about jumping that I didn't like with this. So, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, there we go. The arrow sticks to his foot and does really no damage because the Titan has a bajillion health, plus he's stuck in an animation loop right now. So, anyways, that's gonna wrap this video up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And for now, thank you very much for watching. You are all very beautiful people, and I'll see you guys in the next video.